Welcome to Baking Through Lent. Last week, Reverend Becky thought about Palm Sunday and made gingerbread people. And this week it's my turn, and I'm making shortbread rounds. Jesus visited the temple in Jerusalem and was shocked at what it had become. The outer courtyard was filled with shops, and the shopkeepers were cheating people. Jesus said, "Didn't God say my house will be called the house of prayer for all people? But you have made it a den of robbers." And he turned over the shopkeepers' tables and stopped people from carrying things for sale through the temple. This upset some people so much that they began to think of a way to get rid of Jesus. Why do you think Jesus was shocked by what he saw at the temple? The temple was meant to be a place of prayer. Instead, it had become a place where people were treated unfairly. What do you think is unfair in the world today? I think it's unfair that there are some people with lots of money in this world and others who have barely anything to live on. So today I've been making shortbread rounds. Well, I will make shortbread rounds that look a bit like coins to remind me to be generous and honest with the money that I've been given. Why not have a go yourself and see if you can make some shortbread rounds to share? And I'd love to see what you make. And do post the pictures in the comments on Facebook, on our page. So, to baking. So, to make these shortbread rounds, you're going to need 1 cup of soft butter and half a cup of sugar and 2 cups of flour. And you need to set your oven to 180 degrees centigrade and prepare a baking sheet with baking paper. Then you need to get a large bowl. Take a large bowl and you need to cream the butter and sugar together. And what you want is not for the dog to suddenly decide to come and join you. So once you've shut the dog out of the kitchen, you can put your butter and your sugar in a large bowl, and then you want to cream these together. And once you've done that and creamed together your butter and your sugar, you want to add the flour and combine until the mixture forms a dough. To dust your flat surface with some flour then you need to take your dough and using your rolling pin, roll it out till it's about 1/4 inch thick. Then we cut the rounds with a cookie cutter into our coin shapes. And you may want to take a little cocktail stick to just make some indentations to make them look a bit like coins around the outside. The next thing you need to do is to take your shortbread rounds and place them on your prepared baking sheet. Try to keep that circular shape as you're transferring them across if you can. Pop these in the oven for about 12 to 18 minutes until they've turned a golden pale brown, and then I take them out and allow them to cool. So I'm going to pop these in the oven now. And set my timer. So back in about 12 to 18 minutes to see how they've turned out of the oven. So that's 12 minutes, so let's see how the shortbread rounds are doing. Hey, I think most of them are the right colour, sort of golden brown, possibly a couple are a bit overdone. Maybe you'll have a bit more success with yours. I would love to see your photos of your shortbread rounds posted, and this week especially when we're thinking about fair trade and sharing what we have with others and being generous, but also just being really aware of where everything we buy and eat comes from and the people that provide it. Do think fair trade if you can, buy fair trade. There's some sugar in these. If you can get fair trade sugar, do try to get some to make your shortbread rounds for this second week in Lent. I shall see you again, I think, in week 4. Next week it's baking again with Reverend Becky. Bye-bye.